Adam, can you hear us yet? Good morning, everyone. Let's try this again. First time. Good morning, everyone. I am not your host, but I am one of the panelists here. I'm joined by my two good brothers, Calvin Royster and Adam Woodford. And I will let Calvin introduce himself, and then Adam will go, and then we'll come back to me. Calvin, how's it going?
Man, I'm good. Good morning. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, man. This is exciting, man. This is. I know it's the first one to kick it off, and I'm excited to see what's shared, and we're gonna have a good time doing it.
Absolutely. My man, Woody.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Adam Woodford. I'm a employee benefits professional, insurance professional, 15 years here with my good brothers, Calvin, and my mentor, Amir. I'm just excited to have this discussion with you, gentlemen.
Awesome. Good. Well, as you all can see, I am Amir Ali, also known as Amir Al Mumin. I'm the commander of the faithful for the Al Mumin group, but most importantly, I'm Langston and Malcolm's dad. I had a opportunity last evening. We were playing around with Malcolm, and he took his first step. So I'm like geeked about that.
Hey,
Stay
That's
stay
it.
tuned for Instagram for the video, Shorty doing this thing.
right.
Adam, you also have two sons. What are their
I do.
names, and tell me about them. Tell us about them. I
Sure.
know about them, but tell us about them.
Sure. So again, very honored to be here on the slice with you brothers and you fathers. And the names of my sons are August and Aiden. Aiden is 4 years old. August is 4 months old.
Cool,
And
cool.
he's about to take his first steps, unfortunately, at 4 months. But that means I'm gonna have to get the stair
Look,
guards ready and start buying actual shoes for him. So
Oh my
it's
goodness.
it's a
yeah, man.
blessing and a curse when they get those steps in, man. Because I remember the point in time where they just you could put them somewhere and they stay there. You know what I mean? They didn't
Right.
go anywhere. Now they get to go explore. They run away.
Yeah,
It's so much more work.
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely.
So, so Calvin, of all of us, you have one son, but you have the
Yes.
oldest son of the us. How is that going?
Man, he's a handful, but a bundle of joy all in one.
Yeah.
For him, he just started school, which is a completely new experience for me. I could not fathom looking at school zip code, school zoning and things like that. And I'm looking at parent teacher conferences, like what happened? Like, how did we get here?
Right.
So yeah, that's been a journey navigating that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I
Yeah.
Langston began I always say this wrong, Montessori school this year.
Okay.
Um and this first day, his mother, I can say this, his mother was a mess, but I'm in the car like ain't nothing wrong. But I was tore up inside, like, I know my baby, where's he going? No, they gonna hurt my son. But I know the feeling of that first day of school. It's something to behold. But um,
Yes.
Adam, what made
Yes,
you
sir.
decide that you wanted to be in this industry, and how did you make the
Well,
shifts?
crazy story. So I was in grad school. I went to a job fair with two of my mentees who wanted to know how to work a room. They were sophomores at LaSalle, where I went to do my grad studies in Philly, and I met a gentleman with a group insurance job, and the rest is basically history. This is almost 16 years, almost 17 years ago. I met this gentleman. And kind of like most folks who aren't in insurance and risk management in college, they basically fell into some type of job in the employee benefits or the group insurance or commercial insurance industry for the most part. And I would like to think most of the people I've met had a similar story falling into the industry. But yeah, it was one day in Philly. I went to a job fair, and the next day I was so intrigued. I went to his office and handed my resume to him, and I ended up getting a job, and the rest is history. And the first person, the longest standing mentor I have in the industry, of course, is you. But my father on the individual side, my father has been in the insurance industry for a long time. He has an insurance background, not actively practicing now, but he is a very well storied, well seasoned insurance professional himself as well.
And one hell of a photographer, I do know that.
That's true. That is true. He
So
takes some
Adam, you
pictures.
said your dad is in the insurance space.
My dad has like every license under the sun. He has like he does. He has his six. He's 67. He had his own State Farm agency, which a franchise is a completely different world. My dad is a highly intelligent gentleman, so I try to mirror the best practices he gives me. But yeah, he also has a notary license and several other designations, and he's also a Marvel and DC comic book expert too. And I'm not kidding. He has about 100,000 comic books in his house right now. So, and he can probably name them all. So,
Good grief.
man of many traits, man of many talents and skills.
And see, I wanted to know, I was going to ask you guys that if you all, like, what was the legacy plan, or is there one? Are you planning to leave the agency to the little ones? Do you want them in insurance, or what do you guys thought on that?
I mean, my thought is if they want to be in this business, so then by all means, they either have to be in this or a law because their mother's a lawyer. So and their daddy wanted to be a lawyer, so that's the choices they get. They can either be in this business or they can be in the law.
Those are
Yeah.
two good options. Two real good options.
It's like Henry Ford said, you can have whatever color you want as long as it's black. Uh, but no, I mean, I just want them to be healthy and happy, and they want to be a painter. We'll figure that out. So yeah, I don't. I'm still planning to be here for a little while, so we can talk about that. What about you, Adam?
I won't force any career path on my boys. None was forced on me, so that frankly just wouldn't be fair. And if they're good and talented and happy with pursuing a career path I know nothing about, it'll be a learning opportunity for me as well, right? Like the new math that my 4-year-old comes home with, learning opportunity for me. Now I'm studying at nights like I'm trying to get my PNC license again, and it's something of an adventure, but it's cool. Like Amir's mother of his kids, it's similar. My wife is a doctor, and that's pretty cool. But my wife does not want our sons to go into medicine for a number of reasons. But I don't want to see them have to go into insurance or feel like they are obligated to go in insurance. Now they'll be educated in a way about personal risk mitigation and wealth creation, and what insurance should I buy and at what rate. That is going to be a commonplace conversation at a younger age than what I was exposed to it. But yeah, I feel the same as you, Amir. I think I want to see them flourish in whatever they're attracted to.
Yeah. Well, along those lines, right? So I saw this like a news story or a snippet for a news story, and then I fell asleep last night about now there's a thought of introducing financial literacy in school. What are your thoughts about that? What are you guys' thoughts about that? In high school
Necessary.
versus figuring out later, but yeah.
Yeah, it's necessary. I wish I had known what I know today, or at least a little bit more of what I know today back then. I would have made a lot
Mm,
better decisions, and would inevitably make better decisions coming out of high school. And that's a pivotal point, right? Like that's the building block and your foundation to what your adulthood is going to be. And I think, too many times, especially from a community standpoint, as Black people, we are already working from behind as it is. So I think
right.
that getting that into schools, or I would like to see it even earlier than high school, to be honest with you. I think you can put it at a level that's understandable and digestible for, elementary school kids as
Mm,
well. So yeah, it's long overdue.
yeah.
That's a great point. Go ahead, Amir.
No, it's fine. I'm just about to tell the joke. It's fine. Go
Finally,
ahead.
no, I love the fact that you always you keep the levity as a part of your everyday life, man. That's a beautiful thing. But to the point about financial literacy or financial well-being, financial education being a part of the core curriculum in K through 12 programs, I think that's very possible. And so I search YouTube, I search whatever platform you want to think of for
Mm,
a Gracie's Corner type of educational, but also engaging in an entertaining and conventional way of learning about very important things. Finances is literally the whole of your existence as an adult. And when you're a kid and you don't know anything about what you're going to be exposed to post college or even after you graduate high school, really, when you start getting exposed to what interest is and credit cards are and insurance vehicles that you've never heard of, you're, again, to Calvin's point, you're already working from behind as a Black person in this country. I think that a K through 12 program, or even before that, because my kids are 4 and 4 months. 4-month old obviously doesn't, have the capacity to pick up on things, but the 4-year-old does, and at least financial terms. But the 4-year-old he knows what interest is. He knows, the difference between investing and gambling, which is very important because I got to be honest, it wasn't until I was in my 20s I didn't know about the stock market and how to build wealth and how to mitigate risk, all this other stuff. So it is very important. I think it's very, very possible to get a program, at least a basic financial literacy program, incorporated into K through 12.
right.
So
I have something off of that. So last week, I'm in the car with my son, right? And we're talking about, he's asking for a phone. Remember, he's 6. He's talking
yeah,
about a phone.
yeah,
So, so he's talking about, yeah, Daddy, when can I get a phone? And I said, well, you either gotta get a job or you gotta start a business. you can get a job at 16 or you start a business and, you can do something. He's been around business, so he understands that. So I said, those are your two options, and you get enough money to get a phone. And he says, well, I don't want to do that. I think I just want to make bets. I said, make bets. He said, yeah. If I if I can make bets, I'm gonna get the
Oh,
phone. I
really?
said, what am I doing? So so he said, yeah, make bets. He said, how much is the phone? I said, $800. He said, okay. Well, I bet you $800. And then he went on down that path of how he's going to get the money off the bets. So
So
I've got some
Was it
now I'm
I need to
intrigued.
know more about this.
Yes.
You gotta expand
So
on this
so
6-year-old.
did he so did he bet you could do a TikTok dance or something? Like how did he get? What was the bet?
What was the bet? I don't even remember because I was so caught off guard that I was so stuck on the fact that he's trying to bet to get the money for a phone. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even, that wasn't the option. It was ain't me.
Oh
I
my
didn't come
god!
up with that.
You should
So
counter him. Say you have to do this dance. What was the dance we were talking about the other day that y'all were telling me about? What was
the
it?
Definitely,
gritty.
definitely
Yes,
gritty.
yes.
Definitely gritty.
Yes.
What the Jesus Christ?
Look, that's
I'm way
every
too
black
old
kid
for
in America
the
is
gritty.
is on it.
Yo,
It's
Adam, can you
it's
do that
it's
dance? I need to
the
Yeah,
see
go
that
ahead.
dance
Do
one. I
the
need to
dance,
see that
Adam.
dance one more time.
Do that
Pause.
dance.
um, I'll see that. I need to hear this. I'm just gonna put it out
Oh
there.
my god.
Here we go. Is it? You see the hands in the hook?
It's improvement. That is growth and
Oh my
development,
god.
ladies and
I know I don't look that old, but I'm gonna have to ice my knees after that 3-second
Yo,
demonstration.
I got none of that. I got
You
none.
might want to check your DraftKings or FanDuel account. Your 6-year-old may have made some side bets, parlays, and
But
Oh
I
god.
The funny thing is though, he calls a
yeah.
lot of those games. Like and not
Really?
even not even like in a betting, but like if we watch a game or even if we go
Hmm.
to like a venue to see it in person,
Uh-huh.
he will call it. And the team he picks normally wins. I'm like, slide
Maybe
quit
maybe we should start taking this advice. Hey, what you got on this here? What about them Suns and the Warriors?
So count your kids. So I got a 4-year-old, so everything's $1 million. Like he just
Oh
learned
yeah.
what big numbers are right in
Right.
school, and we're looking at kindergarten programs. And I'm talking with my wife. I'm like, this is going to cost us. And we got to talk about the budget and this, that, and third, and logistics. How what school, if it's a public charter school, if it's private, etc. And he comes to me. He's just like, I have some monies to pay for school, and he hands me his piggy bank. And it was the most adorable thing in the world. And so I'm glad he has the concept in mind that things cost money. I'm
Mhm.
glad. So we started, doing number block. Number blocks is a very, very good mathematics show on Netflix. It's a cartoon show. It teaches kids how to, do basic arithmetic, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc., using cartoon blocks. And he's like, how many number blocks do we need? So the comprehension is there. And I think that's highly advanced of your 6-year-old to be going to the sports book on the weekend, clearly with your phone and making some good bets. But they pick up on the kids. Their brains are like sponge. Even the 4-month-old, he tracks his brother everywhere he goes and he sees what he does. And so now he gets to see that he's now a role model and he's responsible. And so I
Mhm.
incorporate conversations about finances, but the reason my sons will be successful, I'm successful, you all are successful, is because we get to rely on brothers like you and yourself. Myself and Amir have been mentor mentee for 15 years, Amir, 14 years, something like that, since 2000.
Somewhere
Somewhere,
thereabouts.
somewhere around the first recession or something where people were losing their shirts, but the connection there is very special to see your kid, your boy, get a concept that we actually incorporate in our daily jobs. That's really special. So,
Yeah. I'm taking
and
notes. I gotta call Lefty Royster for my bets later on.
yeah,
Right.
after this, we want to make some calls. There's some games coming up. I need your 6-year-old.
Exactly.
Hey, look, and I'm gonna come in and I'll set the course together and the pricing. We'll have a whole business plan laid out.
There we go, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Cooperative economics.
There it
Exactly.
Adam,
is.
where do you find the number blocks? Is that something you can get on Amazon? Or what is that? I'm not hip to that yet.
Yeah, get hip to number blocks on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay.
It's a Netflix
Cool,
Oh,
show.
cool.
it's a
That's
show.
right. There's so many platforms out there. I had to think about it for a second, but it's
Yeah.
definitely Netflix. I'm telling you, there's so much good content out there now.
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
the phones, the tablets, the screens, you have to monitor the amount of time, of course, but they are incredible learning tools, especially from a financial standpoint.
Cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Are there any other cartoon characters that they portray, the black family, black household, things like that on Netflix, Hulu, YouTube that you like?
There's this one, I think it's on YouTube, and they've like put hip hop beats to like nursery rhymes. I think it's called Gracie's Corner or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yo,
Gracious Corner. Yeah.
I listened to that one day. I was like, yo, this kind of fly. I'm gonna have to listen to this when nobody's around.
Nobody's around. Hey, I'll be bumping that in my rolling up to my kids' school and daycare. My daycare provider for my 4-month-old who watched my son when he was younger. Um, she bumps Gracie's. We put her onto it, and now that's all she plays. And the kids are, the wheels on the bus go round. Hey, and they're doing
Hey.
that. It's a great time. And then she has an entire playlist, if you will, of financial concepts, and it's still because of the connection of the music, the rhythm, the beat, something that
Yeah,
appeals to our kids and our community. It sticks with them. You hear the 4-year-old screaming at the top of his lungs in the shower, Gracie's Corner song. It's like, okay, it's
Full
working. I need
concert.
him to quiet down, but it's working. Yeah, it's Gracie's Corner, Omniberry. There's a couple, and I'll drop it so we can drop it in the comments of the
okay,
live stream so everybody's on. But there's a lot of good content, and I think Gracie's Corner is at the top of my list.
that's what's up. So
Nice.
someone said they got their son involved in the stock market when he was 9. He's
Yeah,
been and ever since owns Apple, Microsoft, GM, etc. That's dope. That's
thank you,
dope.
Charles. That's awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
That's
what do you guys what's the next steps for you guys in the industry?
I know for me, it's just building out the agency. I'm pretty laser focused on that.
Hmm.
I'm 5 years in. So, and I didn't mention this earlier. So I'm a full service insurance brokerage and I cater to the Black millennial household. And so with that, there's a lot of different needs that I address. So really it's just buckling down, building that out, expanding the team and things like that. And that's going to carry me through the next 5 years for sure. And then
Yeah.
of course there's more ambitious goals on the other side of that, but that's the immediate future.
What about you, Al?
Yeah, the immediate future is still continuing to build my block here at CBiz and continue on a successful professional development course. Over the last 3 years, I've acquired a few licenses, and I want some more professional designations so I can take that wealth of knowledge to my not only local community, but we can put some learning modules together in a SPSS online class so that the information that you and I have, Calvin and Amir and all the other insurance professionals that are within our, albeit small network compared to the Black community at large. So it's that information, that knowledge base is more accessible to our community. So we can, the whole thing is getting a head start. Right. There's so many hurdles and obstacles, especially in the financial space, which is the insurance industry. That's where the goal is to continue to do what I'm already doing, but to make the information that I'm being, exposed to in this industry that has absolutely helped me build wealth and protect my assets and protect my family, to put that out there as much as possible, because obviously knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more you can apply that to your everyday life. And that's what I want the mindset of the youngins in our community to be like that early on. Hit the gas in that mindset early on, so that some of the roadblocks that we may have faced aren't even possible for them because they're walking to a different beat. So
Yeah. Yeah, so and if I turn that question back around on myself, right? I want to build a nationwide agency, right?
well,
Connect with guys like you and women that are in the industry so that we can play for the same team that we own, right? We can
absolutely.
have this and build it, the way that the other big wirehouses do. There's no reason why we can't do that. So that's my overarching goal, and it has been for some time. So something we can talk about in further detail. But yeah, that's definitely something that I've had in my mind, in my heart for a long time to do. And, we're taking steps to get towards it, but just keep moving and keep pushing on it. So,
Awesome.
Absolutely. Now, are you the one to use series license, or are you just on the insurance side, or?
I used to have all of them. I got rid of them because I couldn't, it just didn't make sense to keep taking all the firm elements. And you got to, it's bad enough I got to take 24 hours of C, and then I got to do firm elements, and got to have a folder for complaints, even though you don't have complaints. And I'm like, how the hell did Bernie Madoff steal all that money if somebody's watching this? Like, to sell $250 worth of mutual funds, I got to have a stack like this. And this dude stole 250 million. How is this? That math is not math.
Billion. Billion.
I'm just trying to understand what's going on. But so
Look,
yeah, I used to have them. I don't have them anymore. But I know enough smart people like yourself who have them, so I don't even worry about it anymore. I do
I
have
don't
both
I
all of
don't
my
have a series
insurance
license
licenses.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got to get one then, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah, Amir is the mentor that will scream at you and mix in some really cool cuss words to get you to do the thing that he sees in you. He saw a lot of greatness in me as a young person that I didn't see in myself, which is the important part of having a mentor. And I mean that. I'm a big brother, big sister mentor for everything I got from Amir when I was active with my mentee. Now he has kids. He actually has two kids himself. So it's been over 12 years. But that's important, man. It is absolutely important to I guess to have the mindset of each one, reach one, teach one in this community, and to have a network of professionals. I have a life and health and PNC license. I also have a real estate license that's not really active, but that knowledge base and that came from engaging with a mentor and then tapping into a network of like-minded and common folk in our community that want to do business with each other. So that is something that is not necessarily a cherry on top. It is part of how I practice being an insurance professional, engaging intentionally with folks in our community, because we need some more proactive influence in our community around that particular aspect of life, the financial and insurance side. But it is fun, though. I'm not gonna lie, it is fun watching the evolution of some of the folks that you've known for years in the industry, watching them flourish. That's a beautiful thing. And so the efforts will definitely be put into other folks in our network already. And it seems like it's working a lot better, especially, and I know it sounds weird, but with the pandemic forcing us all to be in front of a computer, we were able to reach a lot more and get deeper into the segments of our very diverse community. And we saw some resignations, but we also saw a lot of folks be interested, a lot of younger folks be interested in this career path. So,
Yeah. All right, we got 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I want to remind people, don't forget about Jollof Pie. It's the only Black insurance network. Go to jollofpie.com. If you have not registered, please register. On the 19th, come back and join us. Not us, but some other folks that will be on. Get a slice of this Jollof Pie. It's the 19th of this month. Same bat time, same bat station. I want to thank Calvin and Adam for joining with us. And this is actually coffee. It's not whiskey yet. It will be, just so you know. Since
I don't judge. We're in the insurance. You're not have to explain anything to us.
I want to thank our audience. I want to thank our executive producer and Gazi and Naji for always keeping us on our toes and keeping us going and keeping us moving and grooving. And we are 30 seconds from being out. Thank you, brothers, and I will talk with you all soon.
Thank you,
Man, it was a pleasure working with you guys.
Thanks everybody for watching.